In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 NBA games happening on October 24th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Miami Heat versus Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies welcome the Miami Heat to FedEx Forum on Friday night. Miami will once again be short-handed, with Tyler Herro sidelined due to injury and Terry Rozier away from the team on immediate leave tied to an FBI investigation. Memphis enters this matchup missing several key players as well, with Brandon Clark, Zach Edey, and Ty Jerome all ruled out, and Ja Morant listed as questionable because of ankle soreness. These two teams faced each other twice last season, with Memphis winning both contests. However, the current injury list for the Grizzlies is extensive, and the possible absence of Morant could stretch their rotation even thinner. Miami's season opener against Orlando showed competitive signs despite the loss. The Heat held their ground as large underdogs and produced encouraging moments on both ends of the floor. Their discipline, ball movement, and shot selection were evident, even without full roster strength. The Grizzlies, on the other hand, are dealing with injuries at nearly every position this early in the season. The possibility of also missing Morant and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope raises concern about their offensive stability and depth. Memphis will need to rely heavily on its bench and secondary scorers to stay competitive, but continuity remains a major challenge. Considering their current condition, it is difficult to find consistency or rhythm within this roster. As our first pick for this matchup, the Miami Heat to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Miami Heat enter this game averaging 121 points per contest on 48.4% shooting from the field, while allowing 125 points per game on 46.7% shooting by opponents. Miami has connected on 34.3% of its three-point attempts and 77.8% of its free throws. On the defensive end, the Heat have allowed 40% shooting from deep while averaging 47 rebounds per game. The Memphis Grizzlies, meanwhile, are averaging 128 points per game on 51.3% shooting while surrendering 122 points per game on 45.9% shooting. Memphis has struggled from beyond the arc, making just 29.7% of its three-point attempts, though it has been efficient at the free throw line with an 81.4% conversion rate. The Grizzlies are allowing opponents to shoot 37% from deep and are collecting 39 rebounds per game. The combination of both teams' offensive efficiency, injury concerns, and variable tempo could lead to fluctuating scoring runs but limited sustained output across 4 quarters. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. San Antonio Spurs versus New Orleans Pelicans. The San Antonio Spurs travel to the Smoothie King Center to face the New Orleans Pelicans on Friday night. San Antonio continues to manage several absences, with De'Aaron Fox, Jeremy Sochan, and Kelly Olynyk all ruled out for this matchup. New Orleans will be without DeJounte Murray and is monitoring the status of Carlo Matkovic and Yves Missy, both listed as questionable. These two teams met 4 times last season, splitting the series evenly, with 3 of those contests decided by 6 points or fewer. New Orleans had opportunities to close out its game against Memphis but fell short late. The Pelicans remain a dangerous opponent when Zion Williamson is healthy, conditioned, and engaged, as his presence alone changes the dynamic on both ends of the floor. However, the current line feels soft when weighed against San Antonio's performance in its season opener. The Spurs showed strong defensive structure and impressive energy, anchored by Victor Wembanyama, whose debut hinted at how quickly he is adapting to the professional level. His rim protection, spacing, and overall impact make San Antonio a team capable of competing with established established playoff contenders sooner than expected. The Spurs supporting cast also deserves attention, particularly rookies like Castle and Harper, who have already displayed poise and chemistry. If they maintain that level of play, the Spurs could develop into a consistent and well-balanced group throughout the season. The Pelicans, while improved compared to last year, continue to depend heavily on individual bursts rather than sustained rhythm. The setting and roster matchups suggest a close contest early, but San Antonio's collective defensive effort and emerging identity stand out at this stage of the season. As our first pick for this matchup, the San Antonio Spurs to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. San Antonio averaged 113.9 points per game last season and 116.7 points per game on the road. The Spurs operated at the 14th fastest pace in the league, averaging 102.8 possessions per game. They now face a Pelicans team that allowed 119.3 points per game last year. The Pelicans averaged 109.8 points per game overall and 111 points per game at home. They played at the 13th fastest pace in the league, averaging 102.9 possessions per game, and now meet a San Antonio team that surrendered 115 points per game on the road. Both squads prefer to push tempo and generate early offense through spacing and ball movement, which sets the stage for steady scoring throughout the night. The offensive balance on both sides points toward a competitive game with enough pace and shot volume to challenge the projected total. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Pistons versus Houston Rockets. The Detroit Pistons travel to the Toyota Center to take on the Houston Rockets on Friday night. Detroit continues to deal with injuries, as Jaden Ivey and Marcus Sasser are both ruled out. Houston faces similar lineup concerns, with Fred VanVleet unavailable, and the team is monitoring the status of Isaiah Crawford and Jae'Sean Tate, both listed as questionable. Each club enters this matchup following a loss, though Houston's performance in a narrow defeat to the defending champions offered encouraging signs of growth and competitiveness. Detroit aims to build on the momentum from last season's progress, hoping to prove it was no fluke. The Pistons are an improving young group, and receiving this many points on the road could present some betting value. Still, the Rockets have shown greater depth and a clearer defensive identity under their current structure. They came up short in a tight contest with Oklahoma City, one they arguably should have won, and that effort displayed the team's potential when its size and defensive length are utilized effectively. The Rockets' tall lineup, tested in their opener, produced balanced rebounding and strong rim protection. Their ability to stretch possessions and contest shots could again play a decisive role. For Detroit, offensive reliability remains an issue outside of Cade Cunningham, as secondary scoring has yet to emerge consistently. Houston's combination of size, interior presence, and perimeter defense may create problems for Detroit's offensive flow. The Pistons are building something promising, but Houston appears more prepared to translate effort into results at this stage. The setting, matchups, and recent form suggest a game shaped by physical play and second-chance opportunities. As our first pick for this matchup, the Houston Rockets to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Detroit Pistons are averaging 111 points per game on 44.3% shooting while allowing 115 points per game on 44.8% shooting. Detroit has connected on 29.2% of its three-point attempts and has converted 69.2% of its free throws. The Pistons have allowed opponents to shoot 36.7% from deep and are averaging 46 rebounds per contest. The Houston Rockets, on the other hand, are scoring 124 points per game on 44.3% shooting while giving up 125 points per game on 44.2% shooting. The Rockets are hitting 28.2% of their attempts from three-point range and 87.1% from the free throw line. Defensively, they have held opponents to 25% shooting from deep while averaging 52 rebounds per game. Both teams push pace and rely on athleticism, but their field goal percentages suggest periods of inconsistency that could limit sustained scoring runs. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington Wizards versus Dallas Maverick. The Washington Wizards head to the American Airlines Center to face the Dallas Mavericks on Friday night. Washington continues to deal with limited depth as Bilal Coulibaly remains sidelined, while Dallas will be without Dante Exum and Kyrie Irving. Daniel Gafford is listed as questionable, a potential boost for the Mavericks' interior presence if he suits up. Washington enters this contest still searching for direction after a rough start against Milwaukee, where their defensive struggles and lack of cohesion were evident. The Wizards' young roster shows effort but lack structure, and at this stage, they look like one of the league's weaker teams. Dallas, meanwhile, underperformed in its opening loss to San Antonio, yet the roster composition and offensive ceiling remain far higher. The Mavericks are motivated to avoid dropping games of this nature, as early season missteps can prove costly in a competitive Western Conference race. The injury uncertainty surrounding Gafford's availability adds a layer of consideration, as his defensive mobility and rebounding could help stabilize Dallas's interior. The Wizards, on the other hand, have shown little ability to sustain defensive intensity, especially against skilled offensive units. The line may appear steep this early in the season, but given the personnel mismatch, offensive potential, and situational urgency, it reflects the clear gap between the two sides. The Wizards continue to lack an identity on either end, while the Mavericks possess the talent and structure to exploit those weaknesses over 4 quarters. As our first pick for this matchup, the Dallas Mavericks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Washington Wizards are averaging 120 points per game on 46.9% shooting while allowing 133 points per game on 51% shooting by opponents. They have converted 40.5% of their three-point attempts but have struggled at the free throw line, hitting just 57.9%. On defense, Washington has allowed 40.9% shooting from deep and is averaging 46 rebounds per game. The Dallas Mavericks are averaging 92 points per game on 37.3% shooting while surrendering 125 points per game on 57.5% shooting. From beyond the arc, Dallas is connecting on 42.9% of its attempts and converting 80.8% from the free throw line. The Mavericks have allowed 40% shooting from long range and are averaging 37 rebounds per contest. These statistical contrasts suggest a game where scoring opportunities should open up on both ends, given each team's current defensive lapses and offensive efficiency from the perimeter. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed, subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.